So many people are on a quest to find love. But if you met this woman on your dating journey, detectives want you to contact the LA County Sheriff's Department.
We want any victims to notify us.
But now the Sheriff's Department.
She wasn't breaking into homes, she was being invited in luxury lifestyle. Charm, confidence, and behind it all prosecutors say was a calculated plan to target wealthy victims and walk away with everything. This is the case of Adval Levy, also known as Mia Ventura, a former model now facing serious criminal charges in Los Angeles from dating apps to million-dollar homes. This case reveals how trust can be used as a weapon, and how a relationship can quickly turn into something far more dangerous. According to prosecutors, this wasn't random. They claim Levy used dating apps to carefully select her targets, wealthy individuals with access to cash, jewelry, and high-value items. The approach simple but effective. She would build a connection, gain trust, and eventually gain access, sometimes posing as a girlfriend, other times as a travel companion. But once inside, investigators say, things would take a very different turn. Prosecutors allege that after gaining access to these homes, items would start to disappear: cash, luxury goods, personal valuables. But it didn't stop there. In some cases, she's accused of taking photos of victims, credit cards, information that could later be used without their knowledge. One example, a purchase tied to a Beverly Hills hair appointment made under a different name. Small details but critical evidence in building the case. Now, Levy faces multiple felony charges. These include residential burglary, grand theft, and identity-related offenses. If convicted, she could face more than a decade in prison. But for now, she has pleaded not guilty. She remains out of custody under monitoring as the legal process continues. What makes this case even more complex are reports suggesting similar incidents outside California. Authorities are looking into possible connections to cases in other locations, including Nevada, Florida, and even internationally. While not all details have been confirmed, the pattern investigators are examining raises an important question: was this a series of isolated incidents, or part of something much larger? As the case moves forward, the legal arguments are already taking shape. One of the most serious charges, residential burglary, carries heavy consequences, because if someone is present in the home during the alleged act, it can elevate the charge significantly. Legal experts point out that this could impact everything from sentencing to long-term legal status. On the other side, the defense may argue that any alleged theft was not planned in advance. That distinction, whether something was premeditated or not, could play a major role in how the case unfolds. At the center of this case is something deeper than just the charges. It's about trust, the idea that someone can build a connection, appear genuine, and then use that access in a completely different way. And in situations like this, the line between personal relationships and criminal intent becomes a key focus. Right now, the case is still developing. The allegations are serious, but the final outcome will depend on what's proven in court. Until then, one thing is clear: sometimes the biggest risks don't come from strangers, but from the people we choose to let in. For more real cases broken down clearly and responsibly, subscribe and stay tuned for the next story.